Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's presentation of an SCG 1K Super IQ here at Nerd Rage Gaming. This is the modern format. I'm your host, Andrew Donnelly, with me, my co-host, Matt Dow. And we've got round one.
Yep.
Already locked in, baby.
We
Two
got
superstars here.
two superstars. All right.
This is it.
That's
us.
Andrew and Matt. Yeah.
There you go.
Those are all the superstars.
There we go. Well, that's Jeff Hoogland and Alex Ukropen. We've got Blue-White Control versus Merfolk. And, man, let's get underway. It's the modern format, man. We covered this in Indy. We're going to cover it again here in our hometown.
Let's do it, man.
How do you feel about this?
Modern? I
Yeah.
think modern stinks.
Yeah, you don't like it,
I'm
do you?
excited. Yeah,
I'm excited for
fan.
Matt. Coincidentally, when we were at Indy States, we said the same thing. We were super worried that the modern day was going to be bad.
Yeah.
Standard turned out to be bad.
Yeah,
Modern actually turned out to be pretty decent Magic.
We got, how many people here? 92?
98.
98, okay.
98 at last count.
Dang.
There are quite a few people here today.
Almost capped out.
Yes, sir.
So if you're at home watching this, you should have showed up and made 100.
I would agree.
Alex Ukropen, he's on your left. He's going to be playing Merfolk. He's taking a mulligan down to 6. Jeff, he's on your right. He's playing this blue-white control deck that he's been playing on Moto and streaming a bunch with and posting pictures of it on Facebook.
Yeah, I've seen his Twitter's been blowing up with board state photos.
So Alex, if he is friends with Jeff on Facebook, which I imagine he is, man, he should have know exactly what Jeff's 75 is.
This will be an interesting match. It's funny, for as much talk as I heard before the tournament that there was going to be Jund, there was going to be Tron, there was going to be Amulet Bloom. Walking around today, I've seen at least 3 to 4 Merfolk decks, and I've seen a bunch of different, I don't want to call them pile decks, but that's almost what they are, like decks that people are just trying out. I've seen a Turbo Fog deck. I saw a 4-color mid-range deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's card availability, so. Ooh, boom. Minamo, I believe, is the card.
That is that card.
There's an Aether Vial.
Okay.
Off of a Minamo.
Card
School at Water's Edge. Jeff had a turn 1 Celestial Colonnade. He's got a couple of Logic Knots in his hand.
Jeez.
The Delve counterspell, I believe.
Yeah, you are correct.
Is it 6 and 2 blue?
I believe so.
Okay.
It might just be 1 blue.
All right. Sure.
For Logic Knot.
Flooded Strain for Jeff.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is. You're right. 2 blue. 2 blue,
2 blue X. Okay. There's a Lord of Atlantis. Looks like Jeff's going to mana leak this. Going to fetch, go to 19. Get an island. And get mana leak it.
I think that's a pretty strong play. It's interesting why Alex decided to hard cast that Lord.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I wonder if he just wanted to resolve a threat early.
Yeah.
Oh, Ghost Quarters, jeez.
It's unfortunate he didn't have a man land or something like that, to allow him to kind of put a creature on board that couldn't be counterspelled.
The problem is like if he puts the man land in, I guess that would have been an okay turn 1. But then his turn 2 can't be like a Lord. You know what I mean? It has to be a Silvergill Adept or maybe a Curse Catcher off of an island that you play and keep the man land untapped.
There's value, I think, though, in just like sitting here and using Aether Vial to make all of your stuff on.
I 100% agree.
Blanking. Jeff's hand is all counter spells.
Correct.
So like every time Alex just casts a spell, Jeff's like, "Yep, that's sweet for me."
Yep.
When he has this Vial on too, that could have put that Master in, could have put the Lord in.
Granted,
it would have been a little slower, but and Alex doesn't know exactly what Jeff is holding, but it might be. Value.
I think you're pretty right here in this situation. After playing Merfolk in Legacy, this is having a Vial on 2 and just sitting here. Your blue-white opponent's not doing anything.
Right? Yeah, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, go ahead and abuse your Vial.
All you guys have Highland Walk, so he's not blocking your cards.
100% correct.
You're gonna win a race.
Once again, we're still.
So cast another Lord. Jeff does have 2 Supreme Verdicts in his deck and an Engineered Explosives, so he does have some sweepers. He also spelled Angel wrong on his deck list, so I don't know if that was intentional. I imagine it was.
You know what card I saw while I was walking around also in a lot of deck lists? Giga Drouse.
I don't even know what that does.
Yeah, we'll look that up later.
No, we won't. Don't even know. All right, Jeff down to 16 off of the attack. That Silvergill Adept has Island Walk, and it's now a 3/2.
So Were we just trying to strip his hand of cards? Was that the idea of casting these Merfolk into the counter magic?
I am unaware. There's
Oh,
engineered explosive
jeez.
for 2,
Whoops.
so. But I mean, we have a decent amount of pressure. Mutavault is a 3/3, so we can attack for 8 here, which is a 2. We have a 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
Jeff has to like, you know, and we have instant speed creatures.
Hmm.
So I imagine Jeff will be forced here to. I don't. Oh, he has ghost quarters too. Jeff's got it all. This guy, he's got it all. All right, he blows the engineer explosives. Alex, he's gonna Silver Gill Adept. Draws a phantasmal image. He is going to cast a Master of the Waves. So rebuilding his board nicely here, while Jeff, you know, doesn't have any counter magic up.
Was that his last card in his hand, or did he draw the master?
No,
That would have been a pretty good top deck.
I don't know what the last card in his hand is. It's a phantasmal image. I believe that's what he drew off the Silver Gill Adept.
A phantasmal image won't be bad either here if we copy the master.
Yeah, this is true. It's possible he names image or illusion,
Sure.
and then could copy the master. I don't know if he can kill him this turn like that, but
Well, Celestial Colonnade can obviously block here,
yes, it
so
can.
that seems fairly strong. I don't know if we have another. I mean, I guess the play seems to be Vile in our Phantasmal image targeting Master of Waves.
Yeah, that's what I would probably do.
Yeah, and that looks like the play.
So now we're gonna get 2 more guys. Our
Right.
Mutavault's gonna be a 4/4. Our Elementals are gonna be 3/3s or 3/2s.
It's a fair amount of damage coming across the
Oh
board
yeah,
here.
for sure. Just taking 4, 6. I think 12. Going to 4. Like Merfolk is a good deck,
Yeah.
especially good against the control decks of the format
So
that
I'm
aren't
sorry.
Jund.
He took 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
He
Is
should
that
have
right?
taken 12. Yeah,
Should have
Jeff
taken 12. Down
should
to
be at
4.
4. I believe if my math was correct. I have to get these players to use the dice. I know it
Yep.
is not intuitive. There's a Vendilion click. Jeff will ship a Restoration Angel, draw a land, and scoop them up. So
All right.
Alex Ukropen going to take game 1 against Jeff Hoogland's hand of counterspells.
And maybe we were in kind of the wrong there. Maybe that was Alex's plan all along, was to eat the counter magic up until he could play the master, but it still seems strange.
Yeah, I mean the master wasn't even like that. It was like good, but we were winning that game anyways. Jeff had
Yeah.
a bunch of nothing. Even if we just slow roll all of our threats through the vial,
Sure.
we're just gonna win. Jeff has a hand that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's all counter magic.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you, especially when we had so many 2 drops that I feel like our vial hit 2 very quickly.
Yeah,
And
gonna
all we're
play.
doing is then at his end step, when Jeff is casting nothing, we're just dropping in the lords, we're dropping in the Silver Gill Adepts, and we're dropping in, essentially anything else we want to play.
Yep. All right, we'll go to the sideboard.
Sure.
Let's look at Jeff's sideboard. He's got a Teferi's Moat, which I
jeez.
have no idea what that does.
Oh, baby,
An
come on.
Elspeth Sun's Champion, a Supreme Verdict, 2 Stony Silence, 2 Celestial Purge, a Flash Freeze, 2 Negate, a Dispel, 2 Aven Mind Sensors, and 2 Disenchants. So I think Supreme Verdict seems pretty good here.
You know what I'm going to
Please
say?
tell me what Teferi's
I'm
Moat
gonna say,
does.
I'm going to say, hold on. You want him to put Supreme Verdict in? I want him to put Teferi's Mode in.
I mean, if I knew it did. It sounds
Ready-
like
are you
probably
ready
a
to
good
snap
card.
this off?
It's a boat. All right, Teferi's Mode is as it comes into play, choose a color. Creatures of the chosen color without flying can't attack you. That seems like a good card against the mono blue deck.
Super good.
So-
That is a 6 sideboard card.
I think that's good. Celestial Purge kills red and black creatures.
Correct,
So
exiles.
that's bad. Flash Freeze is red and green.
Green, correct.
So that's not worth it. Disenchant can hit Vile and Spellskite if he's bringing it in, and potentially like
Sure.
Spreading Seas, but just playing an Islands deck. So I don't know how good Spreading Seas is here. So I don't know if I'd bring any of those in. So I think Moat and
Elspeth's
Supreme
kind of a
Verdict.
weird catch-all in this. I don't know if I'd bring it in, the Sun's Champion, but if your opponent builds up enough board, you have the potential to kind of wipe it with Elspeth's minus.
Yeah. So Jeff does have some cards here that I don't think are all that great. Pact and Negation seems particularly bad.
Sure.
So that's one card easily to
It
take
seems
out.
it seems fairly loose in the main.
I don't know how good Remand is against these decks. Remand's obviously a little bit better on the play than it is on the draw,
Hmm.
so that's, you know.
A
Anyway,
card I think we can take out is Shadow Doubt.
yeah, for sure.
I don't think that card does
Yeah,
anything in
that
this
card doesn't
matchup.
do anything. It just cantrips.
What do we
So,
got for Alex's
all
sideboard?
right, Alex, he has 4 Tidebinder Mages, 2 Hercules Recalls, a Vendilion Click, a Dispel, 2 Dismember, a Chalice of the Void, a Negate, 2 Spellskite, and 1 Hibernation. I think I like Vendilion Click here, Dispel,
And
the
negate?
Negate,
That's
and I. So I think Spellskite seems seems good against a control deck in this
why?
format, but why? So the thing that blanks all of my opponent's removal seems good in.
But our opponent's removal was nothing but counter magic,
Correct.
which we could have played around anyways.
Correct. Yeah. So that's why I don't like bringing in Spellskite,
Okay.
because I mean the only card that it's good against is Path to Exile and Dismember.
Right.
It doesn't stop Azorius Charm, which Jeff is playing one of, and then everything else is just a pile of counter magic. This just doesn't seem like that great of a matchup for Jeff. So he might bring in the Disenchants just because Vile is so good against him
Okay.
that he needs to kill it because he just can't beat it because all of his removal is counter spells.
Sure. So he's really he wants to make the most out of the sideboard.
So we'll see if he does bring in Disenchant in this game too. So he's got quite a few lands and Anticipate, but it does look like he has a Teferi's Moat, which just seems like... I mean, Alex can beat it. He has Merfolk. I mean, he has Mutavaults. So
Yeah, that card is still that is a sweet sideboard
so
card.
no Vile. Jeff, I imagine, is very thankful for that. There's an Arid Mesa and a Seachrome Coast. Just an island for Alex. There's a Manamo, School at Water's Edge. I like the way that it's School at Water's Edge. There's a Curse Catcher. Imagine he probably drew that this turn. Jeff's going to Anticipate with it on the stack, so that Anticipate can't be caught.
School at Water's Edge. That's interesting. Is that one blue tap to untap target?
It's an
legendary?
island that doesn't get choked. That's all I know what it does.
Oh, is that it? Is
Yeah.
that the only reason?
Yeah, that's the only
it
reason.
has an effect. It has I
It
believe it
does.
taps or untaps a permanent
Yeah, I think it untaps itself or returns itself to its
to its
to the
owner's
hand.
hand.
Yeah, but yeah,
God,
it just can't be choked.
so many of those stupid legendary freaking all these lands.
There's a
Oh.
Kitchen Finks from Jeff after cracking his Flooded Strand, so he's going to be back up to 20. And now has a 3/2 Persister on the board. Alex draws a Dispel for the turn. Let's see what his follow-up is. I imagine he ideally would like to play a Lord here, so that he can attack with this Curse Catcher for 2. Although he is unable to do that since Jeff doesn't actually have any islands.
It's kind of like a
Seachrome Coast is not an island.
Silvergill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just the better play.
Yep.
I like this because now since Alex has the dispel,
Yeah.
we can lead into the Lord, potentially bait out counter magic, use our dispel,
Sure.
and then still resolve our Lord. We're gonna hope Jeff plays an island
Yeah.
at some point so we can
Yeah.
get some damage in.
Jeff has, I think, 2 islands in his hand: an actual island, and a Hollowed Fountain. So, also has a Vendilion Click. So there's another Flooded Strand. That's not an island. It fetches islands, but not an island.
Not an island.
Just gonna pass it back. Just has this Kitchen Finks on defense. Alex draws another island. Those lovely mismatching basics.
You know what's a card that's does Alex have Spreading Seas in his 75?
He does. He has 4.
In his main?
Yes.
Interesting.
So there's the master that Jeff knows about from the Silvergill Adept reveal. Let's see what Jeff chooses to do. He has engineered explosives, so I might... Honestly, I think Jeff just doesn't even care. Like, okay.
Once again, these guys are... There's no Island Walk here. It's
Yeah.
a block.
So Jeff's going to block.
Just negates the damage.
Yeah.
Now, Merfolk had a pretty good showing when we were at Indy States watching some Modern. Here, I feel like the format changes so drastically that might not be the case.
I think this is a good deck.
Really?
I think this is like a tier 1.5 deck. I think this deck is legit.
Interesting.
I was on the fence about playing it at the Invitational.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Then I started crushing people with Infect, and I was like, this deck is even better.
Well, I feel like you know Infect a little bit
Yeah,
deeper, and it kind of fits your current play style. I
but
don't know. I
I
played
think Merfolk
Merfolk.
is legit, dude.
I played it for a long time in Legacy, and it's a good deck, but like it's very easily built, like just beaten by certain cards. You know what I mean? Especially now, like Supreme Verdict is so big in this format. I feel like
I don't think Supreme Verdict doesn't see too much modern play. I think the more problem would be like the gen decks that just have a pile of removal and kill all your guys. So Jeff chooses to play an island. So Alex's cards will have Island Walk now. Unfortunately, Jeff has an engineered explosive, so these guys are gonna die. Looks like that's a dismember that Alex drew. Probably knows that Jeff is playing Dragon Lord Ojutai and thing of and click angels, so there are targets for that. Jeff gonna fetch up an island and click. So Alex is gonna reveal a hand of Vapor Snag, Dismember, Dispel, Phantasmal Image, and
a remand.
no, that is a
Oh no, it's Sig, River Cutthroat. That's a good card. Is that a one of in the main?
It's a one of yes.
I love that card.
I
That was a
have
card
no
that-
idea what that card does.
if you have dealt, it has Island Walk itself. It's a Merfolk. If you've dealt 3 or more damage to a player that turn, you get to draw a card.
Boom.
Yeah, huge card.
Definitely pretty good in this
Super
matchup.
good.
Feels kind of like a win more card though. If
It
I'm
is.
attacking for-
As I can tell you once again, as a one of, even in Legacy, that card was amazing to play. I mean that format so because card advantage is so important.
Yeah.
But I mean he's a 2-drop Merfolk that you can play to just it's another guy that gets through and just has an additional advantage.
So Jeff gonna take the Vapor Snag. Alex is gonna dismember Vindaloo and click, taking 4, going to 14. He drew an Aether Vial, which is bad news for Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff at 15, Alex at 14. So Alex is gonna play the Vial, but still doesn't have Sig River Cutthroat costs 2 or 3.
I believe he costs 2.
Okay.
I thought he was black blue.
Yeah, I believe that is what he is also.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And he's a 1/3 too, which is awesome. I mean, it's really good.
I don't know, I'd rather him be a 2/2.
And it's at the beginning. What, you'd rather him be a 2/2? Mm-hmm. I kind of like the fact that he's got a big butt. I'm okay with it.
I don't know. This isn't a deck I ideally want to be blocking with.
You're not blocking with him though. It just prevents him from being removed easily if you have a Lord out.
It's true. So Alex gonna shove here. This Curse Catcher and his
Can't block.
Master. Jeff can block the Master because that one does
not have Island Walk.
Give it self Island Walk. So Jeff gonna go to 13. Those are some nice basics that Alex has, but I wish he didn't have that full art island. Although that is a nice looking island, but I'm not a huge full art fan.
No.
Nah.
You have some decent basics in your Bant Heroic deck that I commented on last time you were on F&M stream.
Do you know what
when,
kind they are?
when you were playing? Are they Urza's Saga?
No.
What are they?
They are
Mirage?
Portal.
Are they Portal? They're
Portal.
Portal basics?
Yeah, the Portal basics are very nice. All of them. The Portal originals, the OGs, and then the Portal Second Ages are also very nice. I have more of the OGs than I do of the Second Ages.
Maybe I'll come home from Gen Con with a present for you. Bring you back some Portal 3 Kingdom basics.
Dang!
Are
those nice?
Yeah, I think they are. With the Chinese settings, I think they're pretty sweet.
Probably also $100 million.
Nah, I can't imagine they're that much. They might be white bordered though. I don't know. I don't think they are.
Okay. You should come home and
He shoot me.
I'll take some Imperial recruiters.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now you're getting ahead of yourself.
So here's Sig.
Did we hardcast him again?
Jeff has, I think, there's just a bunch of counter spells in his hand. Jeff,
I don't. Does it even matter? We still have the Engineer Explosion. That'll be
there's
a spell snare.
snare. We're probably gonna get dispelled.
Yep.
Dispelled. Jeff saying, "Sure, bring it, man." Jeff has Mana Leak, I think, in his hand, which not very good.
Yeah,
when your opponent has 6 lands and an Aether Vial.
Sig naturally
He has
has
Verdict.
Island Walk too. So
Yeah, so Jeff can shove. Gonna get Vapor snagged.
Ooh,
So
no damage. Jeff will
down to 10.
lose. Vapor snagging a V-click. That seems desperate, to say the least. Or do we have
I
do
think
we
it
have counter
well,
magic for it?
if we have a Lord in our hand, which we don't, I think we have a Sig River. No, we have a Phantasmal Image.
Sure.
Yeah, if we have a Lord, it's like better for us because then we get ahead in the race. There is a 3-mana spell. I have to imagine that's Kira the Great Glassbitter. I imagine. I can't think of any other 3-mana spells in this deck. Mirror Regery is also a possibility. Card also costs 3 mana. Is it triggered? Nope, he's just pushing that to the side. Gonna attack with Sig and Curse Catcher. Jeff gonna crack the Engineered Explosives.
Whoops.
So there goes Sig. See ya, buddy.
Don't want that card staying around too long.
Alright, let's see if it's a Regery or not. It looks to be a Regery. Jeff gonna go to 8. Jeff, he needs some help here. He's gonna fetch, go to 7.
We still got the Supreme Verdict.
He does.
Some action on the board wouldn't hurt, though.
Yeah, and I don't think he can cast the V-Click here.
Okay.
Because
Well, I don't want to cast it
yeah,
if we're going to Supreme
he has to Verdict this turn.
Oh, that's a good
That's
draw.
a good one.
Dragon Lord Ojutai.
I think he can Verdict and then cast Ojutai. I believe he has 9 mana in play.
Well, he
He
could.
has Exacti.
He could Verdict on his turn.
Yeah. And
On
then
Alex's draw step, he could V-click.
I just like Verdicting and then casting Dragon Lord. That card is insane.
Does he have enough mana for it? What?
Yeah, he has 9. He's just gonna click.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. That seems all right.
Tap his guy.
Okay. So Alex,
So just drew a land there.
yeah, I think he tried to Phantasmal copy the.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Trigger. There's Silver
Draw.
Left. There's another island.
Oh, that's not good.
I think Jeff is gonna win this one.
This Dragon Lord Ojutai is about to put some hurt on people.
Yeah, along with this Colonnade.
Oh, jeez.
Get ya. Attack you for 9. Boom. Anticipate, buddy. Take a path to exile. This one I think is over.
Yeah.
That's another vial.
I don't know. Far be it from me to ever
Far be it from me.
talk down to a play style, but I don't know. There's
and we're moving the table.
yeah, there's a few things that I think Merfolk could have done a little bit better in that game. I don't know. That might just have been me. I mean, Jeff did have some. It's almost like his main deck is very good. Like we look at it just on the matchup between Merfolk and Blue Eye Control, and Merfolk sounds like it should have a better matchup, but
Yeah.
Jeff Hoogland's deck's actually fairly well positioned against this deck. I feel like just with the cards he has in the main, the amount of counter magic, and then his sideboard is just a lot of just beats for this deck.
I still think this is a favorable matchup for the Merfolk player. If he can get a vial, I just don't think Jeff can win. I think it's going to be very difficult.
But we had a vial game 1, and we
And
hardly ever
crushed
used
him.
it.
Oh,
yeah, we just
still crushed him.
I don't know. Crush is a loose term, I think, when you have an Aether Vial and you're deciding
Crushed
to just lead your Merfolk into counter magic.
Yeah.
Though the fact that Alex Ukropen's playing a Sig River Cutthroat.
I mean, it's
Steals
possible
my heart.
in game 1 we might have been able to just beat Jeff without him casting a card because he had a bunch of permission. Mm-hmm. I guess he would have cast Engineer's Explosives. But.
Sure.
On to game 3. Alex going to be on the play, which I think definitely favors him, as being on the play typically does in Magic.
Yep, I'd say so.
He does have a card in his 75 that I do think is actually pretty good in this deck.
What's that?
Monastery Siege.
We need to talk about this. We'll have to have a talk about that because
The card is insane, I think, in this deck.
I think the card currently is insane in the format.
I don't think it... you have to be like playing a deck where you, I think, want to protect creatures along with yourself, but
Okay.
it could be a possibility to just be a sideboard card in any blue deck against burn because it seems to just be really good against
It
burn.
crushes him, right? I mean, I feel like it's good against a lot of decks, though. I mean, it's decent against decks playing Thoughtseize or Inquisition. That don't have the mana to pay for these spells or don't want to use the mana to pay for those spells.
I mean, if I was playing a Thoughtseize deck against a, so like, I think it's actually pretty good against the Gen Thoughtseize decks, but I would still pay 3 against a control deck to Thoughtseize my opponent.
I'm not saying you wouldn't. I'm saying by making them pay 3, you're preventing them from playing additional spells.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes it harder to Thoughtseize and then Tarmogoyf for
Correct,
something
or
like that.
makes it harder to Thoughtseize a turn, and then also maybe cast a Liliana if it's on the
Yeah.
4, whatever the case is. I mean, you can play a Huntsmaster. If the Huntsmaster flips, he's not. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Keep 2 mana up to pay for his trigger?
Yeah.
Seems ridiculous.
I think the cons mode also, the like sort
Being
of
able to
the
draw
draw
and
and discard
discard?
is also
Yeah.
very good against those grindier decks. I just think the card is very good in this Merfolk deck, especially. But I think there is actually a case to be made for.
The only reason I'm saying in the format overall is today before the tournament, we sold 3 play sets of that card. You know what I mean? Like just as a quantity, people were moving that card. So I have to imagine there are other decks that look for it in the sideboard.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So Jeff Mulligan to 6. I believe Alex does have an Aether Vial, which is bad news for Jeff.
Yeah, it is.
Unless he has Disenchant in. Jeff gonna play a Flooded Strand, pass back to Alex. So now this is where I like playing Lords. Or like Merfolk, because
I'm fine with
there's
this.
Spell Snare is the only counterspell in this format.
I still don't think I'd cast a Lord there. I want to draw my card, and I want to use my Vial to play Lords.
Yeah, Jeff kept a 1-laner. This is gonna be over quickly. There's a
Right.
Yeah.
And this is where the beats happen.
I'll attack you for
That's
4,
5,
8.
6, 7.
No, it's more than that. It's
Really?
3.
Each
Yeah,
one's-
it's 4, 7. Thank you. The Silver Gilded Up is a 4 power, and the Curse Catcher is a 3 power. And
that's-
Jeff is going to scoop him up because
That was a bad
he
keep.
is.
Bad keep right there for Mr. Hoogland. Alex Ukropen,
Yeah, I wonder what his hand was.
that he decided to keep the 1.
Yeah, he had Supreme Verdict, which is, pretty good. If he had
Yeah.
like Engineered Explosives, I don't think that's a bad keep. I think I would have kept that also.
Sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's tough. You're on the draw, so you have 2 draw steps to find.
So coincidentally, in this very short match that we just watched, that's the way that I'm used to playing Merfolk. You know what I mean? I'm used to, like you said, turn 1, Aether Vial. Turn 2, let's play a Silver Gill Adept. Let's show them a Lord. Get our card. Play like a Curse Catcher. And then I'd even go to combat and then Vial in a Lord. You know what I mean? It's very... I don't know. It's,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
still,
that was the nut draw.
and right, no, it was, and that's what I'm talking. Like that hand's belligerent when you look at it like that.
It may have been better if it was like, Curse or Vial on 1, then like a Lord, then Vial and a Curse Catcher, then cast another Lord.
Sure.
Or,
Yeah, of course. I mean,
more
there's
Lords, but
the ability of the Merfolk to play in their essentially drop a creature that's also a pump spell is super good for them. You know what I mean? Like
it's what makes it that good. If there were no Lords in that deck, it would suck.
right. Yeah, you're not wrong. So that was the end of round 1. We saw Mr. Hoogland kind of take a bow out there. Game 2 was good for him.
Yeah, I just
thought
don't
he had
think
a
the
solid
matchup is
game 2.
very good for him personally.
Which is weird.
I mean, he has Teferi Smote, which is just insane. It would have been awesome to see.
Oh, card's insane. Super good.
But yeah, I mean, his sideboard really isn't set up, I don't think, for this matchup.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, well, we're going to be moving into round 2 shortly. We've got 7 rounds today in Modern, guys, so
Dude,
make sure you stay tuned.
98 players.
98 players.
Dang.
Not only that, we've got a PPTQ that starts at 3 o'clock
Oh
today,
yeah,
too.
so come on out for that.
Yeah, if you guys are sitting at home,
Yeah.
want to have you come on by. So we'll leave you guys. We've got about 60 minutes left in the round. We'll pop up a replay here for you, and we'll be back in a little bit.
I hope it's a good replay, not me being bad at Magic.
No, it's a pretty good replay.